Yeah, my name's Evan Muscat. I'm a territory manager in joint replacement in Victoria. A typical day is, early in the morning I'm either getting ready to go to a joint replacement in a hospital, so I'm driving, getting ready to cover the case. I'm obviously checking a lot of emails and making a lot of phone calls during the day as well. A lot of bookings come through public hospitals, private hospitals. A lot of last minute bookings you have to liaise with the kit room to try and sort out. Typically in the morning I'm covering, say, a total knee replacement, and then maybe in the afternoon I might be doing a total hip at a different hospital. Throughout the week I'm obviously part of a team, so as a territory manager, in my particular team I've got 3 other staff members. A bit of a dotted line to me, I'm not their direct manager, but I kind of look after the territory and make sure, and ultimately responsible for the pathway that we're all going. And obviously, being a territory manager, sales is a large part of what I need to focus on. You might be selling in the sink when the surgeon is scrubbing in. You might be trying to uncover opportunities. It might be in the middle of a joint replacement, or you might be selling in the surgeon's rooms when they're consulting. So there's a bit of a pipeline there you have to build and really focus on the end goal. And this is a long-term sale. You might get a quick win, but a lot of it is long-term selling. You have to convince a surgeon who might have been using a certain product for 20 years to then change. And that has a patient on the end of it, so you've really got to think about the impact for the patient and the surgeon. Yeah, so unlike a lot of people in this industry, I don't have a clinical background. I never went to university, finished high school, but never pursued a clinical pathway. I worked at Coca-Cola Amatil, so I worked as just a territory manager there of sorts, a sales manager. I was then promoted to a new business development manager, so I was cold calling. So I was dropping into restaurants, cafes, hospitals, trying to get any sort of business I could and convert them from the competitor. After that I went into pharmaceutical sales when I moved to Melbourne, and that was GP selling, so I was selling to GPs in their rooms. Again, a lot of drop-in cold calling, a lot of lunch appointments, and then I moved on to devices. So I always had a passion for medical devices through a bit of family history, and joint replacement was always the pinnacle, and Stryker was always the pinnacle. And you hear it in the field, you go, who do I want to work for? And it was always Stryker. So then I joined as an associate territory manager, and I would highly recommend this so you can get your skills up to scratch, and then was promoted to a territory manager after about 9 to 11 months, somewhere there. Being a TM is challenging, there's no doubt about it. Your phone runs hot and you're a very in-demand sort of person. But what I love about it is that you are in demand. Unlike other jobs where you're a nuisance to people when you're selling, you're not. The surgeons will call you and say, Evan, I need your help. You might get a call from a hospital and say, we need some advice. I love that. I love working with my team. The 2 girls and one of the guys I work with are fantastic. We will support one another. And on top of the working with the team, career progression is a really big thing for me. I've always looked forward to what is the next step, even whilst trying to master the one I'm in. I'm only 19 months into the role and I've already become a territory manager. I've been doing that since January quite successfully, and already having conversations about what does my future hold within Stryker, looking to go into regional manager at some point in the future. So a lot of opportunities, and really supported by the business to do so. The final thing as to why we're here doing this job, at the end of the day there's a patient on the table. It's easy to forget that they're there when you're operating on them, but it's really important, and I love the fact that I'm having influence and I'm supporting the team in getting the best outcome for that patient. So flexibility is a really important thing for me, and in this role you might have early mornings or late nights. However, you might get an hour back during the day to do something personal. Financial, we obviously all go to work wanting to pay a mortgage and have holidays, and it is a rewarding position. As a territory manager with a salary and commission, it's quite rewarding. So I'm driven to really achieve because I can see the financial benefit there. One of the other things for me, having not come from a clinical background whatsoever, is education. Learning and development. I'm really supported in this role and have been from day one to learn clinical things, anatomy, medical terms. I didn't know any of it when I came into this position, and I've been pushed and developed ever from day one. And it's continuing, it doesn't just stop. So I really enjoy the fact that I'm learning. I'm not just in a stagnant position, bored every day. I'm really excited to go to work every day. So as part of the advice I'd give to anyone looking to join Striker is, one, be patient. It's a long interview process. Striker want to know they're getting the right people for the job. So be confident when you're going into your interviews, be patient and know your examples. For me, in my previous role, I had a really good sales win. And when I presented that in one of the interviews, I was questioned on it. They wanted to know the financials and how I got the deal done and what was involved in it. I was able to answer, hence I got the job, but really be clear about your examples and be confident with them.